show you how to play the classic Taylor Swift song "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together." And for this we're going to use an acoustic guitar, and we're also going to use a pick for this song. So this song is in the key of G major, and the 4 chords that we're going to use are C add 9, and here I'm muting the low string. And the second chord is a G major chord. And on this chord I'm muting the A string using my middle finger. And the third chord is a D sus4. And here I'm also muting the low E string. And then for the verse, the last chord is going to be a E minor. And here I'm only using my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. And then I'm muting the A string using that finger also. And for the chorus, instead of playing a E minor, we're playing an E minor 7. So those are the chords that we're going to use for this song. So we start by looking at the riff that is played in the intro and in the verses. So the riff starts by simply playing out the C add 9 chord. And then when we have played that, we do a tap with our right hand on the body of the guitar. And at the same time as we are tapping, we're also muting the strings using both of our hands. So we put the side of the right hand on the strings as we tap, and then we also release the grip of the fretboard with the left hand. So if we just play this part slowed down, it goes like this. And then we're going to use what is called alternate picking, which means that we are simply playing the picking in an up, down pattern, following the beat of the song. And this is how we're going to play both the G chord and the E minor chord in the verse. So we start with the G chord, and we actually start with an up pick, since the picking starts on the upbeat. So we start playing an up pick on the G string, on the open G string, and then we play the low G, and then we play the open D, and then we play the G again, and then we play the D on the 3rd fret of the B string. So slow down, it sounds like this. And before we continue with the picking, we want to briefly mute all the strings using our left hand. And this we do by simply letting go of the fretboard with the fingertips, but still holding on to the strings. So if we add the muting, it sounds like this. And then after the muting, we continue playing the G chord, and this is done by playing the last 3 notes in the reverse order. So we play the D, starting with an up pick, and then down pick on the G, and an up pick on the open D. So if we add this together with the first part of the G chord, it sounds like this. And if we add this together with the C add 9 part, it goes like this. And the next chord is the D sus4 chord. And then we mute and tap twice instead of once. And then we continue with the E minor chord. And this picking is played exactly as we played the G chord. So we start with an up pick on the G string and followed by the low E string and so on. And don't forget to add that muting also on the E chord. And then after the E chord we continue by playing the C add 9, the tap and the G chord and so on. So here is the intro and verse riff played slow down. Now I suggest when you start practicing this that you don't play it too fast at the beginning so that you can actually play those parts accurately. So start at a very low pace, just playing the C add 9, the tap, just get that right, and then start playing the G chord very slowly. Just over and over again so that you can play it correctly before you start putting those parts together and also speeding it up. So moving on to the chorus. So the chorus is a lot easier to play since it's only strumming and muting using the left hand. So we start off with our C add 9 chord, just playing 2 downstrokes and then muting on the 3rd stroke with our left hand. And then we play the exact same way the G chord and the D sus4 chord. And then we play E minor 7 once and D sus4 once. And slow down, one round of the chorus sounds like this. So each chorus consists of 4 rounds of this, and on the last round we don't go to the E minor 7 chord, but we stay on the D sus4 chord and play it quickly once more before we mute it with the side of our right hand. So the last round of each chorus sounds like this. And if we want to add a bit more dynamic to the chorus, we can actually apply some regular strumming in parts of the chorus, and we can also add more muted beats on some chords if we want to. So first I can play the chorus just as I've told you, and then after that I can show you how we can change it up a bit to create a more dynamic feeling. I also want to mention the bridge of this song, and here we have the same chords as in the rest of the song, so C, G, D and E minor. And since there is no guitar on the start of the bridge on the recording, we can just play the start of the bridge using the bass notes. And here you can use either a pick or you can choose to use your thumb. So here we start by just playing the C note on the 3rd fret of the A chord. And then we go to G on the same fret on the lower E string. And then we play D on the 5th string, on the 5th fret of the A string. And then we go up to the 7th fret to play the E. So one round sounds like this. So this bass note playing is played for 2 rounds. And then we can start playing our intro and verse riff quite lightly, so it's kind of fading in as we play it. And this part we play 2 rounds. We have 2 rounds of bass note playing and 2 rounds of the intro riff. And also on the last round of this, we end the riff on the G chord. So we don't play the E minor and the D sus4 part. So now I'll show you the whole bridge and how it's played. And then we go back to the chorus. And that's the end of the song. So this was how to play the song We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. And I hope this really helps you to learn this song, and if you have any questions, you can just leave a comment down below.